So hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick little video today. Not in the usual spot of being in the garage by the workbench, but I wanted to do a quick video. I had a bit of a drive today going along this rural farm road, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to break out the action camera and do a video while I'm on the road here, utilize that time management. So today I wanted to talk to you guys a bit about doing a video on some of the things you need to do if you're thinking about starting a lawn care business for the first time, and you're thinking about launching your business here in 2018 for the spring. So I've had this question come up quite a bit recently, asking what I think people should do, or what are the steps needed to do for this. So normally I advocate taking your time and figuring out everything that you need to do, and getting things like your website built, and Google Places and all that. And I still think obviously you should be doing that, but you can't or you're not going to be able to rely on that for your initial bit of work coming in, because we're just too close now to the start of the spring season. And if you're starting from complete scratch and you just want to get out there and get going, what are some of the things that you need to do to launch your business as quickly as possible? So the first thing that I would say is that you need to do research, and then more research. So you want to figure out, what types of lawn care services are there in your area, what types of neighborhoods there are in your area. There's, every city, every town is going to have sort of lower income areas. There's going to have higher, more affluent areas. You have to figure out, what sort of demographic or target market you want to go after. You want to look at things like commercial versus residential mowing. What is it that you want to do? If you're just starting out, just getting started, more likely than not, you are going to go into residential mowing first, because it's the easiest to get into and there's not a long process. For the most part, residentials are going to be hiring anytime from now until throughout the season for lawn care services, whereas commercial contracts are usually done towards the end of last fall there, so that they have everything in place for the next upcoming season. Now there still will be times where commercial property managers are looking for businesses to look after stuff closer to the start of the season, but most times all that is already taken care of by now, and they have their service providers in place. So like I said, research. You want to figure out the type of mowing you want to do. So you're most likely going to get your start with residential mowing. So you want to look at whatever regulations are required in the city or town that you work in, as far as business licenses go, what is required in your city or town to provide that service. The other must that you want to do right from day one is make sure you have insurance in place. You're thinking about doing a lawn care business to put food on the table, to make some money. So there's no sense in trying to do that and risking the liability of causing damage to someone's property, or potentially hurting somebody, somebody walking down the street while you're trimming and some rock flies up and hits them in an eye or something like that. So you want to make sure you have insurance right from day one. So you want to research the types of insurance that are available to you, the liability coverages, what covers your tools, all that sort of stuff, and get the most comprehensive package that you can afford. Seriously, this is something that you don't want to cheap out on, and you know, it can be a struggle with insurance to, you know, think about, you know, I'm paying all these dues, but you know, it's one of those things where you can go for years and years and years and be paying insurance, and you know, you're always tempted to say, you know, do I really need this? You know, nothing's ever happened, but it only takes that one time where something does happen, and you are going to be thanking your lucky stars that you did have that insurance in place. And all of those dues that you've been paying those past few years will seem like nothing compared to what you would have been on the hook for had you not had that insurance. So make sure you get your business licenses in place. Make sure you have insurance in place. You know, and then I would just you know, go and do those other things. Start working on the Google Places. That's very easy to do. You just go on there, create your Google Places listing. It doesn't cost anything. Make sure you have that, or Google My Business, I think it's called now. They keep changing the name. And also get started on your website. It's never too late to start, but just get that going. Then the next thing I would do is, you know, I would go onto Facebook, create a Facebook page for your business, and just start joining all of the Facebook groups, the neighborhood community groups that are in the neighborhoods around you. So these are, you know, plentiful. Most neighborhoods will have Facebook group pages for, you know, individual little neighborhoods and that sort of stuff. And I would join those based on past recommendations of guests on my podcast, and I would make small ads, which is basically, you know, you're just taking a photo. Maybe take a photo of your lawnmower with some stripes, add some text on there saying something like, you know, lawn mowing starting at and the price, and your phone number, your logo, that sort of thing, and you know, place those or post those in those community Facebook groups. Make sure to check the guidelines for the particular group. Some groups don't allow people to do that, but there's probably enough of them out there that you could do that. I haven't ever tried doing Craigslist ads, but this is another thing that past guests on the podcast have had success with. And if you're just starting out, you know, and you're in a time crunch, you want to get some accounts going, get some money flowing, and making you know, some difference, you know, in your life, taking that step forward, then those free Craigslist ads, just start putting Craigslist ads for mowing service and that sort of stuff in your area. Again, you know, something that is free to do. A lot of very successful lawn care businesses have utilized this strategy, and you know, it's worked out well for them. So that's something else that I would really look at doing. Now, next, make sure that you have a professional image. You know, there was a guy just the other day going door to door, apparently. And he was knocking on doors. He actually came to my own home. He knocked on my front door, and I could see him on the security cameras around my house. And he came up to my house. He didn't go to anybody else's house. And I was like, "Who's this guy?" And you know, he knocked on the door. Then he was all antsy about being there at the front door. And then you know, he turned around and then took off running, and went through you know, through the sidewalk, cutting across to another neighborhood. And I was just like, you know, what's this guy have to do? The first initial thought I had about this guy was that he was you know, a thief, that he was casing out the neighborhood. So you know, I started asking some neighbors about it, and in some other parts of the area, and they all said that they saw him, and one of them talked to this person, and apparently he was selling gutter cleaning, and you know, she said he seemed kind of sketchy and stuff. So just of his actions of, you know, coming to only a select house, he wasn't going to all the houses in the neighborhood, that he was being sort of antsy at the front door, that he took off running. This customer or this person said that when they asked him, because they were sort of uneasy about it, they asked him for a business card and he didn't have any with him. So they were very like, didn't feel right about it. So if you're going to go canvassing, if you're going to put some postcards out, flyers and that sort of stuff, which is another low-cost solution to get your business started, just make sure that you're playing the part, that you're going door to door professionally. You're not doing things that are going to raise red flags for people, like taking off running if they don't answer the door, or not going to every house in the neighborhood, which seems kind of sketchy as well. The other thing that this guy did was when he knocked at my particular door, he also looked in the window. So he sort of cupped his hands up to the glass and looked in the window, and that was another like no for me. Like, you don't look into peer into people's windows if you're going door to door and you're particularly trying to sell services and stuff. So hopefully that's just some quick tips for you guys to get thinking of. The most important things is make sure you have the licenses in place, your business license. Make sure you have proper insurance in place. But after that, it's wide open. It's guerrilla marketing. This late into the start of the season. So you just want to, do those sort of, hit the ground running, door to door, putting flyers, Facebook groups, and Craigslist ads, and, just talk to as many people as you can, and let everybody that that you talk to on a daily basis know that you own and operate a lawn care business, and just get the word around. So that's it for this one, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button below. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing, and maybe leave a comment below if you have any other tips for guys just starting out in the lawn care business, and getting a late start to the season. So that's it for this one, guys. Here's to wishing you guys all overwhelming success and freedom in your lawn care business. Bye for now.